and Ofcom at full support to take action in relation to this.
We've got a lot going on here globally. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today we've got Keir Starmer threatening to ban X, ban Twitter. There's a reason for this. We have also got America with some serious clapback to this. We also have updates from that ICE officer situation in Minnesota where the lady was pew-pewed. There's new footage. It's very damning. Let's jump into this. Starting this one off, we got conservative Dean Allison posting this. Let me get this straight. Mark Carney's heading to China next week to expand relations with a regime that commits massive human rights abuse, engages in industrial espionage, steals IP, manipulates its currency, spies on our citizens, interferes in our elections, sets up secret police stations on Canadian soil, and the reward, a visit from Canada's Prime Minister. Meanwhile, the United States is apparently the partner we should keep at arm's length. Makes total sense. What could possibly go wrong? This is so well said here. All these points. China, we should be keeping at arm's length, and we should just be selling stuff to them. We shouldn't be integrating them into our society. We shouldn't allow them to buy things here, buy our land, buy our businesses. We can sell them some oil, we sell them some products, canola, whatever, do some trade with them. But aside from that, we shouldn't have anything to do with them. And of course, Mark Carney wants to have further integrated ties because, well, Brookfield, what else? With that, we've got a professor here, this guy, Thomas Juneau, professor, University of Ottawa, focus on Middle East, security intelligence, former Department of National Defense analyst. He's saying this is good after his visit to the UAE a few weeks ago. This will help Canada deepen relations in the Gulf. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney will travel to Qatar on the 18th of January. He will be the first sitting prime minister to visit Qatar. This guy is so unbelievably clueless, or he's just turning a blind eye to what's going on. I replied to him here saying, time to do some research, Professor. Carney is only going to Qatar for one reason, and it isn't for Canada, as I showed before. All the ties to Brookfield, Carney going to check in on Brookfield's investments. And it's just sad. This is somebody who's teaching young minds in Canada. He's either delusional or willfully blind. Moving ahead, we've got this one. The Toronto District School Board was duped into sending $1 million to fraudster who can barely spell. Of course, like, come on. As the school board uses the court to recover the stolen money, security experts question how it fell for such a low-tech scam with so many red flags. We got tables out with this one. Canadian government has posted a lessons learned post-mortem report blaming a confusing online portal for the epically failed pew-pew buyback program, which has had $700 million budget, but just brought in 25 pew-pews. So yes, they're blaming an online portal for this, for some functional gaps were identified in the online portal, which may have been challenging and confusing for some participants. Yeah, that's not the reason, guys. Time to take a hike, Liberals. Got another story in the news here, which I can't play at all or really show all that much, aside from that there's a online portal here where you can go and buy very bad stuff, street candy. From an online portal, you can see some of the names on the screen here. You can order it as if it's like on a website in Canada. This is not coming from somewhere else. This is coming from Canada. We also got this one from the Toronto Star. Canadians' trust in Prime Minister hits a 15-year high. Survey finds. Yeah, okay. Pay to have the survey with the results they want. We get it. We know how this works. Moving ahead, we've got this from the New York Post. Warrior of the left. So this is the lady who was just pew-pewed the other day when she stomped on the gas pedal with an ICE agent in front of her. Well, it turns out there's a new angle that has come out from the ICE agent himself. And well, you decide what happened here. I should note too, the lady that was pew-pewed, this is her wife who got out of the vehicle to film the ICE agents. If that tells you anything. So this whole narrative that she was terrified of the agents, she was so scared, she was running for her life. She's not scared. She's not terrified. They're actually mocking the agents here.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. It's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later.
And I believe that's her wife.
That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Oh!
I mean, that shows it all. She hit him with the car, and you could see the wife here. She says drive, encouraging her to step on the pedal.
Get out of the car.
Drive, baby, drive.
Get out of the car.
Oh!
I don't think the left are going to win this one in court. And as I mentioned in the previous video, yesterday, newcomer coming flying out of the parking lot, nearly running me over. While the officer, when he was walking around here, he potentially saw the tires were turned to the left. When he got in front of the vehicle, he can see here, and whether he was seeing this or not, her turning the wheel here.
Out of the
He wouldn't know if she turned the wheel enough to not hit him. She might have just turned it enough to drive into him. This is just a sad story where, like, this was just dumb. What were they doing there? You have kids, go home with your kids. Don't be protesting in the street trying to egg on the ICE officers here. When they tell you get out of the vehicle, get out of the vehicle. This is a situation where she put herself in this position. She should have got out of the vehicle, disobeying orders. I mean, it's just sad. This didn't need to happen. And this evidence is pretty damning. This gets even more crazy with this. We've got protesters in New York City calling for the this word here, this H word, little game of hangman for Secretary Kristi Noem, who's this lady here. They want to play hangman with her and wiping out ICE agents, yelling this in the streets. This is disgusting. Save a life, K-word, and ICE. This is what they're chanting in the streets. Unbelievable. By any means necessary.
You don't got a chance if you ain't ready. But some of us are pissed off, aren't we?
Some of these people need to go to jail, is what needs to happen. Jeez.
He's right. Kill a murderer. We got someone from the hands off crowd over here. I dedicate that one to Renee Good. When I say Renee Nicole Good.
So these people go into a big rant, F Charlie Kirk, F Charlie Kirk. It's like, you guys already got him. You ended his life already. He's gone. Well, what's wrong with these people? These people need to go to jail. Anyone supporting this should go to jail. I believe in free speech. When you're openly advocating to end people's existence, that's where free speech ends, and then it just turns into straight up motive and intent, which is a crime.
Occupy your local vacant apartment.
Among this here, there's a lady in there that says, two wrongs don't make a right. Pretty brave saying that among these people. Bunch of ravenous animals. They're telling us exactly what they do if they get into power. Yep, better hope Americans don't vote in the Democrats again. Now, we know what's going on here. This is happening in Canada too, all the protesters in the streets. A lot of these people are paid agitators, and they're getting paid by probably China or Iran, money that's made from Hezbollah, stealing Canadian cars, shipping them from out of the port of Montreal over to Africa. This money then gets funneled back to further disrupt our democracy. Here we have one protester in Minneapolis that admits it, that they're being paid.
Shame! Shame!
Do you have a job? Do you have a job?
Shame! I'm getting paid right now! Shame! Shame! I'm getting paid!
I'm getting paid right now. They're not supposed to admit that. She just did. Listen to this one here. She quit her job to protest ICE. These people are absolutely insane.
I quit my job for this, and I've been having flare-ups and stuff, so it's like I can barely, and I have a panic attack.
You said when you heard the sirens, you immediately ran out. Where were you?
I was about 15 minutes away.
And what were you doing?
I was disassociating on my bed. I mean, I might as well put my time to something useful. If you see in the video, everything, it was not self-defense by that terrorist. It was not.
How did your boss respond when you quit?
It was like a part-time. I'm getting back after a lot happened recently in my life. So sometimes disability takes my life over, and I'm still kind of in shock. Like,
school's been canceled. Have people been taking off work for this? Have you had to take off work for this?
Disassociating. Okay, let's go down memory lane here. The kind of stuff we see flooding into Europe. All this stuff is related to the paid protesters. It's all tied together. It's all the same groups behind this stuff.
I think we need to look at every aspect of illegal migration, upstream, looking at the causes, which of course are often poverty, climate change, persecution, look at the causes.
These guys deflecting the problem, trying to point it somewhere else when they know they're complicit in it. Here we've got Keir Starmer back when he was at the White House talking about free speech and how he's so proud of the free speech in the UK.
The British do in their own country is up to them, but also affect American technology companies and by extension American citizens. So that is something that we'll talk about today at lunch.
We've had free speech for a very, very long time in the United Kingdom, and it will last for a very, very long time. Well, no, I mean, certainly we wouldn't want to reach across US citizens, and we don't, and that's absolutely right. But in relation to free speech in the UK, I'm very proud of our history there.
He's very proud of free speech in the UK, and it'll last for a very, very long time. Unfortunately, today, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said that free speech on X is disgusting and disgraceful and will not be tolerated. I believe this is in regard to people being able to ask Grok to do anything, put someone in a suit, put someone in a bikini or whatever it is.
Disgraceful. It's disgusting. And it's not to be tolerated. X has got to get a grip of this. And Ofcom have full support to take action in relation to this. This is wrong. It's unlawful. We're not going to tolerate it. I've asked for all options to be on the table. It's disgusting. And X need to get their act together, and we will take action on this because it's simply not tolerable.
What's interesting about him targeting X on this and being able to generate content, essentially, is this. You can do it on any of the AI. So somebody took a fake photo of a lady here and then put her into bathing suits. So you can do this on Grok, you can do this on ChatGPT or on Gemini. This is not just a Grok thing. It comes down to, this is the end user. I mean, somebody could go and Photoshop it. It's just easier if you ask Grok to do it, but somebody could go Photoshop anyone into a bikini or whatever it may be. Meanwhile, in the UK, they have arrested this lady for feeding the birds.
You'll have her in handcuffs for feeding birds and you're telling her she could defuse that situation? Arrest the lady for feeding birds. Y'all could have just tell the lady don't do that again and let her go on her business, but y'all want to arrest her for feeding birds.
I did.
Bruv.
She chose not to comply.
Bruv, that's not
she
a reason
chose not to
arrested.
comply. So in the UK, it's fine for newcomers in these big gangs to go around and attack women and ravage them, but you can't feed the birds and people using Grok to change people's outfits. Keir Starmer then wants to ban Grok, but not ChatGPT and Gemini. None of this makes sense. And what's America's response to this? So we've got Republican Anna Paula Luna saying, if Starmer is successful in banning X in Britain, I will move forward with legislation that is currently being drafted to sanction not only Starmer, but Britain as a whole. This would mirror actions previously taken by the United States in response to foreign governments restricting the platform, including the dispute with Brazil in 2024-25, which resulted in tariffs, visa revocations, and sanctions and consequences tied to free speech concerns against Brazilian officials over concerns related to censorship and free speech violations. Ouch! Starmer should reconsider this course of action or there will be consequences. There are always technical bugs during early phases of new technology, especially AI, and those issues are typically addressed quickly. X treats these matters seriously and acts promptly. Let's be clear, this is not about technical compliance. This is a political war against Elon Musk and free speech, nothing more. Ouch. That's a serious mic drop. What Keir Starmer is really doing here is he wants to ban the platform where people are finding out what's going on in the UK. That migrants are running around and R-wording young 16-year-old girls, and then if they complain, then the girls themselves will go to jail, not the nasty newcomers from Africa that are just ravaging women in the UK. It is absolutely disgusting. There's gangs of them running around doing this stuff, and they never get prosecuted. I see story after story of them here. I can't bring them up. They're all so disgusting and vile. And that's what Keir Starmer doesn't want anyone to see. And they see that stuff on X because it's the only place you're allowed to post it. And for the same reason here, I can't even share this stuff on YouTube. I can only tell you about it. I can't show you this stuff. They're using this as the reason for banning free speech when clearly it's not this. And for sure, this needs to be buttoned up because this is getting ridiculous on X. You know, people saying, put this person in a bikini. It's like, okay, like it's ridiculous. And with that, we have this news coming out here. So Elon Musk has limited Grok's ability to change anything in a photo to paid subscribers. This will take away most of people's abilities to do this now, unless you're a paid subscriber. So hopefully this fixes the problem. So as Anna's pointing out here, you know, Elon Musk is addressing the situation. And this isn't just limited to Grok. Moving ahead, we've got Macron has ordered French police to start arresting and pushing back against the farmers protesting. Yeah, so they're getting pretty hands-on with the farmers here, trying to arrest them now. There's chaos in a lot of countries right now. There's some pretty outrageous stuff you'll find on here, and this is one of those videos. It says here, a trend emerging in France. Migrant gangs are targeting elderly French citizens and dragging them towards their vehicles and grabbing them as cars speed off, forcing them to run for their lives, and then filming it and laughing about it.
Oh là, tu as couru. Arrête tes conneries, là, tu as couru. Arrête de tomber. Arrête. Arrête tes conneries. Ah putain. Arrête. Arrête de tomber.
We need to find these people, find this guy, and stick him in the worst place on planet Earth for the rest of his existence. This is just deplorable, disgusting behavior. This is what the French government is allowed to come into their country. Canada's not far behind. And I just thought I'd throw this video in here. We've got West Edmonton Mall. This guy looks like he's drinking it. This guy looks like he's just getting his face wet and wiping the mouth. I don't know. There's two videos here. I mean, I don't even know what to... The kids look like they're just playing with it. Guys, no, that water is not clean. I'm sure there's chlorine in that water too. No. Oh, I stand corrected. So none of them are drinking it. They're taking the money out of it. They're taking people. This is a wishing well. They're taking the coins out of it. That's unbelievable. That's worse. I wish that they were just taking a drink from this. They're taking the money. Oh my God. You can't make this up. I've seen it all now.